Alright, aka Patters, the internet is talking Star Wars and Ahsoka, and so are we. Let's get to the point. Alright, aka Patters, Peter A. DeLuca here, aka Pad69, and say it with me, known through Philadelphia, PA, Europe, and the multiverse as the Eclectic One. Welcome back to the channel. Get yourself some Friday night sippy. Apologies for not dropping a video earlier today. I just been working on a new piece. We've been live streaming this. Really just building momentum, getting right back into sequential comic book art production. But we gotta talk about Star Wars. We have to kind of make a point. We have to make a quick point. Alright. And this is me commentating our commentators. This is me taking your hand and guiding you into the light. The light's over there. The light is bright, shining, and blue. Guys, I'm not just in a champagne room. I'm in a guided light room. And what is this point? Look. A lot of us know each other through YouTube, through Twitter, through social media, through Instagram, as people who follow the culture war, and we're contrarians to the culture war, meaning we are well aware of what Kathleen Kennedy's trying to do with Star Wars. We are well aware of Disney's agenda. We're well aware of what happened to the American comic book industry with ComicGate. We're well aware of Zack Snyder. So a lot of these personalities and these positions, they're contrarian to what everyone else is getting spoon-fed. And there is an audience and there's a truth to all of that. But what everyone is missing, and this is very disturbing, because we all kind of came up watching a lot of the same channels. We follow a lot of the same YouTubers, and a lot of people built their careers off, not careers, but a chunk of their audience doing nothing but analyzing and bashing Kathleen Kennedy, and it goes on and on. And along the way, they would idolize Kathleen Kennedy, but along the way they would bash Kathleen Kennedy, but idolize Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. But then, as the content, as the movies, as the streaming shows marched on, what did we see? What did we see in Book of Boba Fett? We saw absolute garbage. And everyone's like, it was garbage outside of the Mandalorian episodes. That's when they stepped in and tried to correct it, and they didn't know what to do. There's all of these explanations for the Mandalorian episodes in Boba Fett. It's ridiculous. They're low-level explanations, no real insight, no real commentary, no real insider. And that's the thing. A lot of these YouTubers who built their audiences off of bashing Kathleen Kennedy, they act like they're insiders, and they're absolutely not. Because what we saw with Book of Boba Fett, and it really started with Book of Boba Fett, we saw that Jon Favreau is exactly like Kathleen Kennedy. And you might be like, Pete, you're crazy. They're separate people. Jon Favreau made The Mandalorian, and that's like the only argument that they have. He did Mando 1 and 2, right? But we get Mandalorian Season 3, and we get a continuation of these little breadcrumbs that we saw in Book of Boba Fett. Meaning, we're going to focus on what we think in-house, inside Lucasfilm. We're going to focus on what we think people want, and that is it. And there's nothing you people can say. And we have the money to pay whoever we want, period. And then we get Ahsoka. Let's just jump to Ahsoka, okay? I'm leaving Andor out of this because I feel like Andor and Rogue One they're like the true exceptions to everything we've been getting with Star Wars. Like, exceptions, not the rule, but the rule is, and we saw it with Ahsoka. We saw it with Dave Filoni. Now, this is Dave Filoni's masterpiece, right? This is what he wants. This is his dream. It's our nightmare. I saw that. Someone had that as a YouTube headline. But Dave Filoni constructs Ahsoka, and Ahsoka just goes in tow with Mandalorian Season 3, Book of Boba Fett, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. People, I hate to break it to you, Kathleen Kennedy, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are all the same person. They work for the same company. That company sets agendas, and these individuals execute said agendas. And having years worth of YouTubers giving nothing but made up, fake, bad information that Kathleen Kennedy is going to get fired if Indiana Jones 5 and the Dial of Destiny fails or bombs and this and that. These people really know nothing. They're not insiders, and because they're fake insiders, they don't give you any real perspective or take or position. I feel like me just saying that there's no difference agenda-wise, content-wise, production-wise between Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Kathleen Kennedy. I feel like I'm breaking ground because the rest of the Star Wars noise is somehow idolizing Dave Filoni, even to this point as some savior, that they want Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to take over Star Wars. People, they take over Star Wars, you're gonna get the same stuff. That's the shocker. That's the revelation. That's all I have to say. They're one and the same, and anyone that pretends otherwise, they're a liar. They don't know. Rock and roll, guys. Flex. And now, bad week on videos, man. I would say my whole week in videos, everything's going down. Gotta get better content. Well, I hope this helps. Have a good night, guys.